we go with the Yamaha Senoia Short Track. Johnny Lewis on the far inside of the 10. Then it's Dallas Daniels, Brandon Robinson. And all the way upstairs along the wall, it's Jared Mees, the 9-time champion. Scotty, that's not where he wants to be.
No, he had last pick, and that was the only spot available.
Here we go. Revs are up. Get ready. Mission Food SuperTwin main event from Senoia is underway. Great start for the 32 at Daniels, and Mees from the outside. The Indian comes storming around the outside, and he didn't want that starting spot, but he made it work, and he's the leader heading into 3.
Ralph, I think it just fired him up.
Oh, it sure did. Good thing he kept it out of his head, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And Lewis, who wanted the bottom, is all the way back in 4th as Robinson rides the outside on the 44. It's the Indian and the Royal Enfield battling for 3rd, but Daniels is right there behind Mees. That's going to be the fight for the next 10 minutes.
I believe it is too. The 44 went up there and looked at the high line. That's where he saw Cody Cobb running fast, but it's not working out for these
Here's
SuperTwins.
Daniels on the inside going into 1. New leader as we come off the 2. Can he stay there?
He's got to hold the bottom right now. It makes a little bobble right there. Here comes the 10.
Look at Johnny Lewis getting right up alongside of Jared Mees. Mees is focused on that rear section of the 32 Yamaha in front of him, watching his line, looking for a bobble, looking to capitalize. Where can I pounce? Daniel's doing a great job of riding his line and not feeling pressure, but Mees is right here, side by side through 1 and 2. New leader again, and it's Jared Mees.
And here's the 10 of Johnny Lewis trying to come along with on that Royal Enfield.
The fantastic part of this is they both had the lead. Neither one could escape the clutches of the other. So we've got another 8.5 minutes and 2 laps of these two scrapping elbow to elbow.
And while they mix it up like that, it's allowing 3rd, 4th, and now 5th are right there close to the leaders.
And 5th is Briar Bauman on the Rick Ware Racing KTM. What could he do here today? Another former champion in the mix.
I think he's going to have to get through this traffic as soon as he can. Otherwise, these 2 leaders might break away.
Everybody hanging way down on the bottom, and Scotty, that means that upper groove is wide open for the taking if somebody wants to venture up there.
But if they're down there on the bottom, they're pushing the marbles up to the high side. It worked for Cody Cobb. It hasn't worked for anybody yet in the SuperTwins, mate.
Mees continues to lead, but he hasn't really stepped away from Daniels. Just about a bike length between the 2. And Dallas looks very comfy sitting there in 2nd right now. Maybe he's just going to follow him around for a little bit.
Watch and learn. Don't overexert yourself, but don't let the 1 sneak away as he got an excellent turn 3 and 4 for the 1 bike.
Yeah, you can't make a mistake like that.
Nope.
That's going to give Jared another bike length or 2, and those are hard to get back.
So Dallas needs to focus, put in some really smooth, consistent laps right now and close that door back on the 1 bike.
Just like that one right there. That was a really good lap for Dallas Daniels on Monster Back Essence and Racing Yamaha. There's the fight for 3rd. Lewis, Robinson, and Bauman all in a line.
And at some point, you're going to get tired of following that guy in front of you. You're going to have to go in there and go underneath him and push the door open. Or maybe, just maybe, try the outside line to make a pass.
Well, if Robinson sneaks to the outside, which he has a tendency to do, you'll see Bauman dive to the bottom and we'll go 3 wide.
And we just saw the 3 get tired of following the 44. He's looking at the higher line right now.
Here comes Briar Bauman. That parts plus back number 3. Oh, he smacked the wall coming off of 4 with that rear tire.
Don't want to do that.
No, but he took it all the way to the wall.
And the momentum just carries you up, especially off of turn number 4. If you go in high, you drift up all the way to that wall.
Briar has to find his rhythm again.
And he's got it back. He's already closing in on the 44.
Replay. Watch the rear tire on the number 3. Right in here. Bang! Just right up onto that wall. He didn't hit it with a whole lot of force, but he smacked it.
Enough to straighten out the motorcycle, you know.
Sure did.
He definitely felt it. But he's closing right back on the back tire of the 44. Johnny Lewis still holding on right now for the 3rd on that Royal Enfield. Impressive ride for Johnny Lewis.
That'll get you to spike your heart rate, won't it?
Absolutely.
Mees still out in front by less than a second over Daniels. Then it's this gap back here to Lewis, who's out in front of Robinson, who's now bar to bar with Bauman as they come off the corner once again.
I like Briar. He's not following right now. He's looking for a way through, and it appears that he's going like 1 notch higher, trying to go above the bumps, but not trying to go too high. He's going to try to get in front of the 44 and then drop down in front of him.
Here comes Briar again, looking to the outside. He's got that Parts Plus KTM working really good here today. sitting back in 5th, trying to get into the top 3. He feels like he could be a challenger for the championship this year. He needs a good points day here. A top 3 and on the podium would be fantastic for the number 3.
So I think it'd definitely be a lot better and it'd be a boost of his confidence if he could get by this number 10 right now, Johnny Lewis, who's doing nothing wrong at all. But if the 44 could get by, it'd be a better day for him.
I think Bauman's going to have to find a way on the bottom because Brandon keeps taking him just high enough that he can't get around the outside of the front straightaway. Cross flags means we're halfway home, and we are. Less than 5 minutes and 2 laps to go.
And they can see that. They know it's halfway through. They can also watch the clock every time they go down the starting line, so they know exactly how much time's left.
Here's Breyer to the outside, and 3 and 4 this time. Can he make it stick? Now he's got to cut it down. He's going to close the door on Robinson, going into 1, and he's going to stay there to try to get Lewis as well. Great ride on the high side. Oh, he slipped there in 2, and that's going to kill the momentum. Oh, Scotty, he had him. Now he comes back. Bauman still in the throttle. Working it hard on the high side here at Senoia. Around the outside, once again up along the wall.
The high side's working in 3 and 4. It's not working so good right here in turn number 2. He has to drop to the bottom.
Again.
But he's right there.
He's right there, but he's got to square it off and make it work. 4 minutes and 2 laps to go, and Robinson starts to inch around Lewis. Can this be something that Bauman can work with? Can he get to the inside of Lewis while Lewis thinks about the high side of Robinson? Because you would think Lewis is going to push a little bit to try to drive Robinson high, and he doesn't get it done.
He doesn't get it done, so now the 3 has to go after the 10. The 44 is up there in the podium spot. Here comes the 3.
Breyer's around him, and he'll make it stick at the line, give the 4th position to Breyer Bauman as they cross the line. So now it's Mees, Daniels, Robinson, Bauman, and Lewis, your top 5. Van der Kooi sits in 6th. And oh, by the way, the Honda is back at 11th, 1 spot out of a top 10 again for Dan Bromley.
Brandon Price, who started 16th, is all the way up to 8th, Ralph.
The Daytona winner from round number 2 in Daytona came in here tied for the points lead with Daniels, and he's 1 spot behind him right now. Brandon Robinson looking like an early season rival for the championship for Mees and Daniels.
And Mees, who got a 5th and a 6th, or a 6th and a 5th at Daytona, he is the leader of the race right now. He needs to win the race to close that points gap already.
And these two are dropping Lewis pretty fast.
Yeah.
You knew where I wanted to go.
Yeah, as soon as they got by him, Johnny Lewis kind of, it just takes the wind out of your sail. You know? When you get passed by 2 guys in 2 laps, it hurts, you know.
Meanwhile, Mees and Daniels separated by a second up front, 1.2 seconds.
You think the 3 can figure out a way to get around the 44?
He's got to get it done. 2.5 minutes and 2 laps to go. Bauman needs to get on the box here today to really keep himself in the thick of this points chase. It'll give him a tremendous amount of confidence as we head west to Texas next. That team has worked hard on that bike all day long. We heard him saying it in interviews earlier with Christian. We're finding some things, we're making some big swings, we're gaining here, we're gaining there. On the box here today, we really put the cap on. Hey, we didn't win, but we had a good day.
And only the 3rd race out on this brand new Howerton chassis.
Yep. It's a narrower chassis, isn't it, Scotty?
Correct. It's more like the one that like Brian Smith used to have, those really narrow Kawasaki's, then he had a really skinny Indian. Well, they kind of copied both of those and made this really skinny chassis for the taller rider of Breyer Bauman on the 3 bike.
Getting around some lap traffic here. Cameron Smith on the 34 does a good job of getting out of the way, doesn't want to impact this battle here.
That's
this is a fight that's going to impact the championship this year because both of these riders want to be in the mix for this title with Mees and Daniels all the way to the last race of the year.
Nobody wants to give up that podium spot either.
No, they don't. There you see Smith on the high side, and look at Breyer have to wrestle that Parts Plus KTM.
And that's just one of the soft spots on the race, you know, a factor from all the rain you had earlier in the week.
Coming up to 1 minute and 2 laps to go. Daniels has lost some more ground to Mees. Is he going to be able to reel him in here in the final few? Up to a 1.5 seconds between the 1 and the 32.
This is the best race on the racetrack. We're keeping an eye on that final podium spot. Bobby Carlisle down 1 lap, gets in right behind these 2 guys.
Here's Mees, and he's going to love this. He didn't win the challenge. He got snookered there by Daniels at the end, but Mees will love if he can win the main event by 1.5 seconds over Daniels.
Ooh, he hits the rut right there, or a little soft spot right there. That's enough to get the heart rate going.
It's up to almost 2 seconds now. Let's see what it is when he crosses the line this time by have to go around at least probably 2 more laps to get those 2 to go, son.
Still 1.8 seconds. So when Jared made a mistake, I believe Dallas made the same mistake on the same lap.
They should see the zeros here.
Pretty close. Nope.
Nope, he's got to go again, as we thought. One more time.
That last lap, 18.4. The track has slowed down 0.7 of a second since the fastest lap to that last lap.
Quick look over the shoulder to see where his rival is. Sees he's got a comfortable lead. He's got some traffic in front of him. 2 laps to go for the 9-time champ Jared Mees as he chases an unprecedented 10th championship Progressive American flat track competition in the premier category.
We're looking for the white flag this time, Ralph. Here he comes.
He came here to Senoia knowing he had to make a statement, and he has done it here this afternoon. Over a 1.5 seconds in front of his #1 title rival, the man he knows he's going to have to deal with all year. Coming to the Checkers, Jared Mees. Mission accomplished in Senoia. He will take the checkered flag at the Yamaha Senoia Short Track. Jared Mees wins it on the Indian here in Senoia. And he knows it, Scotty. He knew he had a mission, and he just accomplished it.
Great ride. His 7th short track win of his career, and he's pumped up about it.
He's going to need a few more this year if he wants title #10.
I believe so. He's got a lot of stiff competition this season.